All right, I want to show everybody why making your own samples, learning music theory, or even just the basics, learning to make your own loops and mix them, and all these things compounded will allow you to be a more versatile producer regardless of whatever might come at you in the studio. So check this out. This is a beat that I made a couple years ago called Reverse the Curse. I made it for my guy Ricky Mapes, and this was going to come out on one of his projects, and we ended up releasing it as a single. So before we get into what the beat turned into, let's listen to what it started out as originally, because sometimes people will say, hey, I don't have enough sounds. I don't really know how to finish a beat. I kind of get stuck and I have a bunch of unfinished stuff. So let me just show you the approach that I use. This is the beat originally. It's just this sample chop. This was something that I found on YouTube, chopped it up. I like these weird, like swirly, sequential, arpeggiated notes with some piano over it. And I used the piano to kind of, hear that part? That kind of set the tone for me rhythmically. Dun, dun, dun. So boom, I found that little piano part, and that kind of dictated a bit of the feel for me. And I heard that piano part over the verse because it only pops in and out every so often. So it sounded good there to me. And I just needed a drum loop, something to just keep it in time and give that kind of loose sample some context. So check it out. We got a sample where basically the first 8 bars are one section, and the second 8 bars, hear that change? But the drums are basically the same. So I just have 2 sections here. I literally only have 2 sections. This first 8 bars and the second 8 bars. So with that said, let's see what it turned into. Now we did the verses, we did everything on this song. But at the end, it still felt like a little bit lackluster because it was just, there was no evolution. There was no ebb and flow to the song. So Ricky, at one point, he was like, hey man, let's see if you can find another sample, maybe put something else in there to liven the song or just change the feel up a little bit. So I went into my sample pack and found this. And if any of you have grabbed my sample pack, I've sent it to you. You've heard that. If you don't have it, DM me. I will send this pack to you for free. It's got masters and stems, all you. So let's see what it turned into. Caught arms like a monarch. I had a double-edged sword, but still I swung sharp. Jump out of bed and go to work like I was on call. I be stuck, I'm in a cup, but I be on guard. I'm like a transformer looking for the all-spark. Yeah. I don't want to wage war, I want to spark y'all. Ricky Mane, I'm in the corners and they all dark. Just want y'all to give me light like I was Sean Paul. All right, so what's going on here? You heard the original sample. What I did was I basically took pieces of the sample and I sequenced them out. Here, guitar main 3, you got the hook, you got the wah part, you got the little solo. And I even used some of those swirly chops from the original sample. In here, I just pitched it up or down. Actually, I don't even think I had to pitch it because it was in the same key. I reversed it. I put a fade on it. I put some effects like some saturation, little texture preamp, and the micro shift. And the micro shift is just a chorus spatial plugin. It's one of my favorites. I love that effect on a lot of stuff. So when you put all those elements together, it sounds like this.
seagulls transform into cornballs. I had to swallow that pill, it was hard, dog. I had a knob about the size of a golf ball. Like C&G, baby shot, watching hardball. Heartless, waiting for the fall like a whole hard. For the fan, it's called hard, hit my own heart. The family are like PNG and we float apart.
And if you're wondering how I sequenced it, it's really simple. Like, I kind of just base everything on the 4-bar rule. As a listener, when you're listening to music, every 4 bars, generally your mind, your body, you kind of want that slight change. So if we follow this and we see the sequence of events, we're going to notice that every 4 bars, there's a slight change, even if it's something that's just like a little 1 bar or half a bar drum fill with a hi-hat or something, like a little open hi-hat to open it up. It's just that those subtle changes that basically trick the mind into thinking that it's something new, when even if, for instance, in a song, if you have bass the whole time, if you have like a 5-second section where that bass drops out and then it drops back in, that's going to re-engage the listener. So keep that in mind, and keep that in mind when you're listening back to this. So let's check it out. It starts out with just guitar, just drums. Then we have this other little guitar hook and the wah part come in, and then the bass doesn't come in until bar 9, because I kind of felt like that's like almost like the reset. You have the initial takeoff right here with the verse and the drums and the guitar to kind of set the tone, and then I feel like it kind of settles in really nicely when the bass hits. So check that out.
Caught arms like a monarch. I had a double-edged sword, but still I swung sharp. So by the bed and go to work like I was on call. I be stuck, I'm in a cut, but I be on guard. I'm like a transformer looking for the all-spark. Yeah. I don't want to wage war, don't want to spark, yo.
Keeping you engaged.
I'm in the corners and they all dark. Just want y'all to give me light like I was Sean Paul. I see gods transform into cornballs. I had to swallow that pill, it was hard, dog. I had a knob about the size of a golf ball. Like C&G, baby shot, watching hardball.
And to texturize it a little bit, I just put a decapitator on the drums, because without it,
waiting for the fall like a whole heart. For the fan, it's called hard, hit my own heart. The family are like PNG and we float.
I really wanted them to be dirtier and kind of offset the rest of the feel of the song. So since the guitar sample is a little bit more mellow, I figure those super hard drums would help break the monotony of it. And I really feel like this formula works well because it makes things easier to sequence. It'll allow you to build a super basic structure. This structure originally was just 16 bars, just drums with the sample, and that's basically it. Then eventually I played bass, added my own sample stems from the original one that I showed you. I just pitched it up to match the key of the song, and
Sex, wake up, do this shit again. Ooh, that boy said he been top 5, coming from a sector of the bush where they been live. If the disrespect is in the air, there's a thin line. Fuck around and flip it, even call it apartheid. I'm taking the backseat, just said a couple moves to make me pop like Jackson. There's too much politics within this game to be active.
So this song is still it's relatively simple. You have bass, drums, guitar, and then a little texturalized, or you have a little texturized swirly chop that I used from the beginning of it. I mean, other than that, yeah, there's only 7 elements in this song. So I didn't use a lot of sounds, and the sounds that I did use, I literally made them myself. The only ones that I didn't make myself were the drum loop. I just put my own flair on it with the decapitator to give it the texture that I wanted to fit the song, and boom. And hey, we shot a video for this. I mixed it, got it mastered. We dropped everything, and it was one of my best releases to date. And I was able to link up with 2 artists who I've had the pleasure of working with before, but had a reason to link up again and do some more work. So that's all I can say, people. Reach out to people with your original ideas, and if they say no, that's okay. The whole point of making beats for artists is to leave enough room for them so they can tell their story, so they can really shine on the track. And that's why you have post-production. That's why you wait for them to do their thing. Then you go back and you see how you can jazz it up even more around what they've done. It's not them trying to make room for you. You're trying to make as much room for them. That's why a lot of producers will say, like, man, I have all these awesome beats. And most producers or most artists that pick beats for me, they usually go with like the simple, more boring ones. And you're keeping it simple enough where things can be moved around and reimagined so that they do work for what the artist wants. And that's what your job is to do. You know, your job is to be there for them and help them manifest that vision. That's my 2 cents for today, and I really hope this video helped you out. If you want that sample pack, DM me. If you want to know more about sound design or mixing, making your own loops, arrangement, leave a comment, send me a DM, and I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.